Everybody, welcome back down to the farm, podcast. If it's the first time listening, a bit about the podcast before we first get into the episode today. With a truly inspirational guest. My name is Henry Carpenter. I was involved in a life-changing accident at the age of 14, getting run over by a tractor. Since then, learning so many life lessons on a long recovery journey and wanted to share with new people. So hence you guys, listeners and viewers watching right now or listening, I really want to share all the stuff that I've learned with you guys. So hence creating Down the Farm podcast and bring you back down to the farm, my space safe, and bringing also a few guests along the way. First of all, this man is an absolute inspiration to many of us and is going to be a growing inspiration next couple of weeks, and he's today's guest on the podcast. This man is Jack. Jack basically is taking on a big challenge of running 102 kilometers in a space of a day to raise money for his friend Liam, who sadly tapped a night out. The fundraising will all go towards Liam's recovery and his physio and make sure he has the best outcome possible. Of course, I couldn't resist to go and interview the main man himself. So this episode is going to be great. It's only a short one, but it's definitely a worthy cause. And just have a listen to see what Jack says. Let's introduce the main man himself. Well, Jack, welcome to the podcast. Welcome down to the farm. Welcome on, mate. I think we're both from very different backgrounds, put it that way, to start with. From the middle of nowhere, and obviously you're from city boy, I suppose, put it that way.
Yeah.
So just tell us a bit about your background and where you grew up and what you got involved in when you were younger.
So pretty perfect picture life for me. Mum, dad, sister, everything you could really ask for. Never really struggled too much financially. Just a pretty average life, really. For me, loved sport. Was never fantastic at it. Never too good at it. Leicester City fan, so used to go travel and watch Leicester with my dad, and used to absolutely love that. Still do. Times are a little bit difficult at Leicester at the moment, but just really interested in sport, gaming as a kid as well. So made me a little bit lazy.
We all have that point, don't we? I think being lazy in gaming.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a gamer now. I don't know if you still are. I know there's a console down there. I see. But I had that 2-year point where I was obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Red Dead, GTA.
Yeah.
Those are no. Now, anyway, carry on. Tangent.
I've got Modern Warfare 2 tattooed on my leg. So
okay.
That's how big I'm into the gaming.
I'm not that far,
Bit of an extreme, but like I say, just pretty normal life. Pretty average for me, kind of growing up. But like I say, never went without. Had a loving family, good friends, and just grateful for that growing up.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, growing up, were you involved in a lot of different sports and that sort of thing, or?
Always loved sports. Never really fantastic at them. Never really had fitness. Loved watching it. Was taken to watch it, but never really played too much. And just here and there with friends, football down the park, a few bits here and there, but nothing major. And
then obviously you had describe a brilliant sort of upbringing. And then 2017 was a bit of a turning point for you and your close ones?
Yeah, definitely. So, I'd say perfect picture life up until I was 17, like you say. Then mum was diagnosed with terminal cancer. So, it was a little bit of a difficult journey for the following 2 years. I mean, we were extremely grateful. She got given 6 months to live. She did 2 years. So, it was really an incredible journey from mum, but one that was obviously also very sad and took a lot for us to deal with. So, a bit of a spiral in life, but we overcame that.
I think it's definitely something interesting for me personally, from my injury and recovery, having to deal with that at a young age. Was mental health such a big thing for you as well?
Yeah, I mean, I was an elder brother, so I had just a younger sister. We did have a perfect picture family, but once mum had passed, dad kind of disappeared out of the picture. So at 19, I was the legal guardian of my 16-year-old sister. So it was a lot to deal with. Mental health definitely took its toll. But I kind of had to learn how to deal with that myself, but also learn how to speak out, reach out to others, communicate. A big process, but a big part of life that I'm very appreciative of now.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously endurance sport's a big thing that's happened since then for you.
Yeah.
Getting involved in that. Because for me, I kind of threw myself into it, and when I did the 54 miles on crutches and did some stupid things, do you find that helps you process certain things, and that's why you started getting involved in running in the first place?
Yeah, so I've always kind of cared about my appearance and kind of again I had a love for sport, so those things kind of came into contact with each other for me when I found the gym at 17, as a lot of young males do now. And yeah, just got into the gym, got into that kind of field and that industry, and became a little bit obsessed with the idea of bettering myself. Heard the statistics around kind of running and marathons. In fact, my best mate had told me that 0.0001% of the world have ever ran a marathon, and this kind of stayed with me. And I was like, no way, like that's a crazy statistic. And I'd found that essentially they called it the 1% Club, and that stuck with me. And at the same time,
not the game show.
Yeah, not the game show, no. But at the time, the hospice in which my mum had stayed at had also announced that they were struggling to keep beds open, and they were really struggling to kind of keep the funding going. So for me, those things kind of really aligned. And yeah, I suppose if we'll go into it, but I kind of applied through them to run a marathon last year, and that's kind of was my initial turning point into getting into running, and why I kind of became in love with what it is that I do now.
Of course. Sorry to interrupt you, lads, but it's time for a quick sponsor update from our sponsor, Down the Farm Media. Down the Farm Media offers video and audio services from marketing, social events, and social media. Anything from weddings all the way to parties, anything from marketing pages all the way to social media posts, I suppose. Anything and everything on visual and audio they can do and supply for you. They are based also with the podcast a bit, so they must be good. All their stuff is down below in the description, but I'll shut up now and let you guys carry on with the great chat you're having already. So yeah, one thing I think you should definitely check out as links in terms of mental health is Luke Barrow, who's had a very sort of similar journey to yourself. He lost his mum very quickly from terminal cancer, but he's also started a charity called 2 Pints Deep. So I find that a lot of men probably find that they struggle to open up even in the simplest spaces. Well, they do. That's definitely a statistic.
Yes.
So in terms of the people opening up, I think 2 Pints Deep, if you do drink alcohol, is almost where it started. And that's where it started for Luke. So it's maybe something you should check out. Yeah. Definitely listeners and viewers should definitely check out. It's all about supporting men's mental health. They have 2 Pints Deep, 2 Miles Deep, a lot of different charities run by the main man, Luke Barrow. So big shout out to him if you're watching.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I think that culture as well it has a lot of bad press, drinking, if you will. Like obviously it can have its bad side, but for me, I've always used drinking as a bit of a social platform and to get out there. And really, some of the deepest conversations I've probably had is probably over 2 pints. You know, it doesn't need to be silly every time. Doesn't need to affect your mental health in a negative way. You can really sit with a mate in a pub and have a nice conversation. So
of course you can. Yeah. So if you guys are interested, 2 Pints Deep is definitely an avenue to go down there. So now we're fast forwarding sort of a year or so, I suppose. And there's a whole new challenge you're taking on.
Yeah. So apparently a marathon wasn't enough.
Just try and times that a couple of times over.
102 kilometers. So 105 kilometers is 2.5 marathons. So it's essentially that, just 3 kilometers shy. But a bit of a different cause this time. But a year later, another another means for me to do a challenge, and I felt I've got the body to do it, and I can do it. I'm capable of doing it, so why not? Let's get this done.
And how are you finding the training? Is it becoming tough? I know you said you've got a marathon this weekend that you're planning on doing. Even a marathon to some people is like a sort of 3-year journey.
Yeah.
So to then do 102 kilometers, what's that going to be like? Sort of mentally preparing for that.
Yeah, I mean it's difficult, and for me this is only my second marathon, so I'm not an extreme. I'm not someone who's done these things before. Like I say, last year was my first marathon, so a completely new world for me. Last year was a big training block because I wanted to be so prepared. So I'd probably done 25 weeks worth of training. This year, kind of got the feel. I kind of know the gist a little bit better, so I'm more kind of into like a 16-week training block. Carrying a little bit of an injury at the moment, so the only thing that's kind of shaking me a little bit. But other than that, I'm confident, I'm prepared. So it's a good place to be.
Exactly, and for somebody who is taking that on, so I mean, you are still young for taking on these like endurance challenges and trying to put that message out there. Is the message more sort of positivity? I think of trying to help others. Obviously, I know there's a big reason behind it, but not getting too much into that today. But in terms of that message of empowerment and helping others, is that definitely what you want people to be doing on the 23rd of May and getting down there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm more than happy to kind of go into the top line. I'm doing this for a friend of mine who was attacked on a night out. So again, kind of that drinking culture, if you will, it does have its negatives. But was attacked on a night out and obviously had life-saving surgery. He's still in hospital now and on a road to recovery. So this for me was something I felt I could do. I could aid. I could raise as much money as possible and put that money towards some private physio for him. So yeah, everything regarding this challenge really is just on a positive. He's been so positive every time I've been to visit. Every single time he tells me it's one step at a time, it's one day at a time, and I've not heard a negative from him apart from the fact he's quite bored in the hospital, which you can understand. Everything's been really positive, and I think I carry that, and I will carry that with me on this challenge, and I'll make sure that that's all carried out on that day.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the powerful message of just not giving in, not giving up, and cracking on. Absolutely. In terms of the career and stuff as well, you said you sort of do digital media for those who are interested.
Yeah, so do digital design, build websites and those things, but photography, videography, anything creative, anything I can get my hands on that I can mess around with, I can make look funky. I'm there, man. I'm involved.
Awesome. And a bit of advice maybe for somebody who is like gonna be starting a new challenge or is thinking of doing endurance sport, or perhaps wants to get advanced in their career. I know you've worked really hard to get where you are to at this point. What would you maybe tell them or give some advice to them about?
Yeah, I think the two words are probably persistency and consistency. It's just staying in, having that idea and really just shooting for it. You just don't give up. Like you'll have challenges, you'll have roads you have to cross, and there's difficulties, and you will have to face those. But as cliche as it might sound, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and I think that's a big message out there. You learn a lot from challenges, and that's what life is for me. It's a learn. It's all about learning. It's a big learning curve. You process one thing and you learn how to adapt and get around that and really level yourself, and that's where kind of I feel I am. I've done part of my career now. I mean, I'm 25. I'm probably still new in the world to a lot of people, but yeah, I've had the challenges, and I've kind of, for me now is kind of giving back and trying to do positive things that isn't just beneficial for myself in regards to career and
I think I don't know how you feel about it, but I think I just get fed up with so much negative things.
Yeah.
And like creating doing stuff like this is creating a bit more happiness and in the darker at times.
I think things like this, like-minded individuals, people who want to see the same and do the same. So it's again, like I say, I got into running 2 years ago, and this whole world of positive people and positive attitudes it's alien to me, but I love it, and I'm still here, so I clearly enjoy it.
No, respect to you, mate, 100%. How can people on the 23rd of May get involved? Can they sponsor you? Can they come down and maybe join you for a bit of the run?
So it's like I say, it's 102 kilometers around a park in Hinkley called Richmond Park. I'm going to be starting at 7 a.m. If you to calculate, you can do 7 minutes per kilometer. Sorry, a kilometer every 7 minutes, and that would take 11 hours and 56 minutes. So roughly 12 hours. So 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. Possibly T's and C's. More than welcome to come down. Anyone who's able to run and wishes to join in, feel free. Bring your running trainers. Get involved. Anyone who can't run, we're there. We're hoping we get some council approval. We've had some good news, some positive news today. We're going to have some kind of cake stalls, a bit of tombola, a bit of this and that.
Nice.
Whatever we can get down to raise any additional funds for Liam, and we're going to work to do. So, yeah, a bit of a podcast exclusive.
That's very podcast exclusive.
That's not announced as of yet.
Oh, right, okay. Well, there you go, listeners. And the viewers. You've both got both of them there. Just before we go, is there sort of anywhere... We always ask this on the podcast a bit, and it's a bit additional onto the sort of question that I just last asked you about advice. Is there anywhere in sort of 5 years' time you want to be personally in terms of career or in terms of things you may have achieved in your goals? A lot of people answer very differently, and a lot will go on different sort of mindsets, and maybe some of them will go, look, I'm happy where I am. Yeah,
I think for me is kind of being happy in myself, and knowing that I'm giving back to the world that we're in. I mean, I feel I've had a lot taken away from me, so to be able to leave something as legacy, if you will, and as for my children, if I end with children, to look back on and to say, do you know what, that was cool that Jack did that, and yeah, I've got big family, friends, and just to know that I have that positive effects on the community is enough for me. So 5 years time, probably where I am, but a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that's probably that. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Honestly, 23rd of May. I'm going to hopefully try and come up and support you as well if I can.
Yes.
Please be there, support the event to get some money raised for a good cause, be a
Yes.
positive event. Thank you so much for coming on.
No worries.
All the
Thank
best.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Well, if you can get down there on the 23rd of May and support Jack, that would be brilliant. What a inspiration, but also teaching us about true friendship, how you should value friendship, how we should support each other, and how we should value our support network and appreciate the ones around us, but also make sure we give it to other people. We've done previous episodes and previous series. I don't think on this series, yet, but it's such a valuable thing, especially in anyone going in recovery. I've learned that myself along my journey. So let's appreciate that from that episode. But also, if you can, on 23rd of May, Richmond Park, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., he hopes, go down and support Jack on this amazing event, 102 kilometers in one day running. It's insane. And hopefully I'll be there as well, doing a bit of content, but also supporting him. I'm not sure if I'm going to get on the running shoes yet. We haven't quite decided. I don't think, well, I obviously can't really. But anyway, thank you for listening to this week's episode, even though it's been pretty short. And hopefully you've enjoyed it. Please go and listen to everything else Down the Farm podcast on the social media, but also all the other episodes out there. And of course, from us to you at the podcast, don't be afraid to go to the pub and give your fellow mates a hug. Thanks for listening this week, and we'll be back with another cracker next time.